Okay, so verifying your website into Search Console is one of the first things you should do once your website is up and going and live. So right here, it's pretty simple if you use Yoast. If you don't use Yoast, you just need to put your information in the header of the header tag, and Google will give it to you. I'll show you that. But anyway, if you use Yoast or Rank Math, which there's some huge debates over what's better, I don't use most of the features anyway, so that doesn't matter to me. I just use the basic features. So if you come here and you go into Search Console, it's going to pop open here, and you're going to click HTML tag. This is what you would copy and paste into your header. What I do is I come back through, and then I paste it in. You copy this code, and you put it right here, and then you save. Once that's saved, I might as well just re-verify just so you guys can see. I'll have to redo it because now my code's exposed to everybody. But anyway, so now that's saved. Then you can come into basically your Search Console now. And once you're in Search Console, then you can come in. This is a brand new website, but one of the things that a lot of people don't understand or doesn't even know exists. For instance, if you're only trying to get people in the United States, or your audience is only in the United States or Mexico or UK or wherever it is, most UK will be .co.uk, which means it'll automatically do this for you. But Mexico, United States, and a bunch of other places, it doesn't. So what you do is you come down over here into Legacy Tools and Reports, and you go to International Targeting. Then you go to Country. Now you see I'm targeting users in the United States. So I've told Google that's where I want it to basically show up. But you can choose wherever you wanted to target. So you don't show up in the entire world when you only service the United States, or you only service Mexico or Australia or wherever it may be. And then you put that in there, and then you go ahead and you save that, and that helps basically tell them where you're trying to target. The other thing that is helpful for people who aren't familiar with Search Console is once you basically have verified, then you want to come through. If you're using Yoast, you want to go in and you want to put in your sitemap. So when you come into you want to make sure you submit that into here, and we can go over that more details later. But you also can go ahead and submit manually for them to crawl your site. So let's say free consultation. You can see this isn't indexed yet. So basically, the page is not indexed. It's discovered but currently, but not indexed. So you can test the live URL. It'll tell you if it can or can't be, or you can just request it. And basically, it'll go through and it'll request them to crawl and to basically index this into the Google search system. And I don't really care if this one indexed or not. But anyway, so we come back over here, your site maps. This basically submits a list of your pages to Google and lets them understand what these pages are about. So you can submit it, and it's automatically created by Yoast. So you can just come through and you can submit, and that'll actually submit everything at once. It doesn't work very as fast as manually submitting each page, but it doesn't hurt to go ahead and submit these things. So once they're submitted, then it'll basically crawl, and Google will index a lot of your stuff into the search. There's been some bugs with it over the last probably 6 months or so, but at the end of the day, this is the basics of basically Search Console, how you can submit, put your sitemap, change your international targeting. Then you can come into performance. As I said, this is a brand new site. It's less than 30 days old. You can kind of see the process of basically how it starts to get impressions and clicks, and it'll start getting more and more and more. And then you can kind of tune things up and tweak things and make things better. But this kind of shows you your queries. You can go into pages, countries, and devices, and all that. There's a lot of other things that you can do with this. You can also see your usability, your speed, your page experience, but there's not enough data for most of this. There's video pages now. One video is indexed. But yeah, you can go ahead and you can go through and you can see all this stuff. You can also come in here. Another thing is manual actions. This is what happens. Sometimes you'll get a manual action. This is pretty rare. I mean, I've seen people blatantly do things that should have got them a manual penalty and they didn't. In the last probably 5 years, I've only seen a handful of penalized websites, and it took a lot for them to get that. But if you have a manual penalty, it would show up here. Same thing if you got malware, you'd come into security issues, it would show up here if Google had detected malware and isn't showing your site because they don't want people to get infected. But this is the basics of Search Console, and every business owner should have this set up and go through this. There's also a Bing one, which once you're verified on Google, Bing will auto-verify if you just log in through Google. And it's something that every business owner should do. So if you have any further questions specifically about any feature of Search Console or how you do something, drop a comment below. I'd be happy to jump on a video or however you want and explain how to do what you're trying to achieve. I hope you all have a great day and wish the success to all your businesses.